Hello. I am here trying to. There we are. My name is Marilyn Harper, and I'm here with Randy Luna. Hello, Randy. And we are here for the 1/1/2018 double-digit activation state of the universe message. It is, I have to say that the information that I have received on this double digit is a little daunting. I see several things happening here, and I just want to be sure that we're all together. Joy is coming shortly, but Adironda's messages for this have always been there's going to be big sudden changes. And this is a part of the sudden changes. I've got, first of all, Joy's not greeting you here. I am. And Randy's in the background. I wanted to point out Randy's wonderful seeds from Hawaii. I'm not sure exactly what all of the significance is about them. Joy and I were just in Hawaii. And I'm asking what exactly the significance of this type of lei is, because it carries such a strong energy. We created all of the PGMs, the personalized guided meditations that we did yesterday with them on, and with the seeds on, and it was very powerful, most definitely. I am thrilled to be here. We're going to go ahead and start the webinar shortly, but I want to connect with you to let you know that if you have question and answer, and we will have a question and answer period, but write your questions in the Q&A box. If you're having trouble viewing, restart everything, or if something freezes, restart everything. And I'm assuming we're recording here and everything is working well on your end, right, Randy?
Yep, everything's working.
Keep in mind that you will not be able to hear Randy very well on the recording itself, the live recording.
The live, right.
However, when you get the download, we will send you a downloadable track with the music behind the activation, and then a separate track with the music by itself.
And I'm recording this professionally as well. So.
Yes, and so, but if we, due to technical opportunities, if we record it loud enough for you to hear through the microphone, it provides a lot of feedback and echoey, and Adironnda doesn't like
technical
echoes.
Stuff.
Technical stuff. Adironnda starts, anything that jiggles around, they start pulling off. Yeah. So anyway, woo.
Yes.
What an amazing time of it, eh? It is so much. I'm trying to think what all Joy says at the beginning. For those of you who are new to the double digit, I won't be able to say this at the end, but we've decided to extend the, is Joy coming on? Yay! Oh, I see her camera. Nope, she's not.
Quite.
She's coming on as me. She's an alias. I love it. 2 images of me. So, but we have decided to extend the Ho 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 spectacular 20% discount through today, 1/1/2018 at midnight. So if you see anything at all you would like to do with us in the next year, go to the store, type in Ho Ho Ho, even your double-digit subscription renewal. It starts whenever your subscription ends anyway. She explains all that much better than I do, and she'll probably explain it again at the end because I'm like halfway out of my body. And, I think what we'll do is as I get out of the way, I think we'll have Randy play a little bit, and I'm going to be quiet. Is that okay? Actually, I'll say what I normally say, and Randy will play a little intro as I get out of the way, and Adironnda will come in. There's a lot of chatting going on. It's the same issue, but I went back. Are we having trouble? I originally went into a reminder link that didn't work. I went back to the original confirmation, and that one worked for me. So, the Infusionsoft link was broken.
Hey,
But we have.
Marilyn, I'm on the back end.
Okay.
I can do the troubleshooting if you want to just get going.
Okay. I am so glad you're there. So when Randy and I do a personalized guided meditation, we connect oversoul to oversoul with each of you, or with the person that we're creating the personalized guided meditation for. And we provide exactly what it is that is in your highest good for the next year. That's exactly what this is this is a message that is in your highest good for the next year of time. So we'll just take a really deep breath. We know that Randy and I are already connected. We deliberately clear and seal this space on all sides, all directions, above and below. And we fill that space with Source. And followers of Source around each person that is listening to this broadcast live, and each person that listens in the future. I am so thankful to be able to be a direct channel for the Holy Spirit and the cosmic Christ consciousness. I'm honored by the presence of each person here with us today, and each person that listens in the future, all of their guides, teachers, angels. I know that they hold the intention that all healing, information, releasement, transformation, integration is for all of our highest good and joy. I step my conscious self aside, open the Akashic records, and give thanks. So it is good day to you, huh? And we thank Master Randy Luna for the wondrous opening with that energy. Dearest beings of light, you know, in this year, 2018, there are many. We'll give Randy Luna a big hand as he steps out of camera. Yes. And he can't hear all of your applause, but we can. So that is what is necessary. So in that energy, with that focus of jumping in and connecting with new and different connections today, this going into the supermoon for tonight, going into 2018, just as our dear vessel Marilyn and our wondrous Joy got the opportunity to have some sudden changes at the last possible second. That is the pace for this year. Take a deep breath, darlings. Take a deep breath, dearest beings. Because when we say take a deep breath, that means take a deep breath, huh? You see, let us tell you a little bit about the 1/1/2018. you have the 1-1. And then when you add up 218, 2018, that also adds up to an 11, which is new beginning. So this entire year is about connecting with your spirituality and beginning anew. It is connecting with the spiritual focus that is within you, holding that energy in love and light and beautiful focus. And then jumping off the cliff into the abyss, as you see in our background, and flowing through that energy. That is what 2018 is about. Now we want you to look at the 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and then add the 2018, which is 11, 1, 1. So you've got all those little ones lined up together, which equals a 4, which is what today actually also equals. But before we get into that 4, we want you to look at those ones. That 1 is you, my dearest beings. That 1 is a pillar of strength, courage, potentiality, enlightenment, with no conscious means of foundation. Now, yes, we know. Take a deep breath on that one. You see, all those ones lined up together, that is you. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. And your foundation has been pulled out from under you. Your foundation has been removed. So you may feel as though you can topple over at any given time through this next year. You may feel as though the energy of this next year is so huge and so big, and then once you think you have a foundation there that you believe that you can count on, it shifts and sudden changes will come in and you lose your foundation. That is why your foundation cannot be anything that is outside, without you, anything that is outside of your physical structure. We want you to take an understanding on that. Breathe in, take a deep breath, and say, I am my foundation. I am my foundation. I am standing anew in this new vibration, in this new energy, with courage, strength, love, my own magnificence, and the wondrousness of me. That, dearest beings of light, is your foundation. So, and the 1 is moving into a new area, a new arena. Now, when you add all of it up together, either 1, 1, 1, 1, or 1, 1, 2 plus 1 plus 8, it all still adds up to a 4. And when you look at the 4 is about structure, organization. The 4 is also striving for balance. The 4 is striving for that energy frequency. You see, it has no foundation there either, and it is asymmetrical in the English language anyway. We believe that our physical structures on all of the intentions of all languages, of all numbers, would anchor in together. You see? In that energy, the structure is going to crumble until it finds its balance point. And once it finds its balance point, then it will rise up tall, carrying that balance point to anchor the energy of completion, connection, infinite possibilities throughout the entire galaxy. You see, 2018 is not a small endeavor. 2018 is the connection of you. You see, you are connecting the dots with that four, with that structure. This is the thing, this time, this energy, beginning now, well, in the past too, and from this point forward, is what science fiction movies used to be based upon. The mind creating the environment. The mind of your heart creating your world. Intention bringing forth all energies of spirituality into one divine purpose of living in love and forgiveness, living in love and compassion, living in love and joy, living in love and acknowledging the magnificence of who you truly are. You see, this is the year that you discover your capabilities. 100 years ago, women's rights were getting a big pull in the papers. There were still horses on some of the streets. Even though cars had come into play, we don't know if planes did or not. The technology that brings us this energy is the technology that was not even a thought even 20 years ago. As you understand the magnitude of this year, we are stepping into a supermoon that magnifies your energy of creation. We are stepping away from anything you choose to step away from and leave behind in 2017. We are stepping into your presence in a way that you have never done before. We are stepping into your presence in an acknowledgement that you have never before experienced. You are stepping into that divine connection and standing strong, even though you may be feeling like you can only count upon yourself. That is your foundation. You, dearest beings, are your foundation. Think of all that has been discovered in the last 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. Think of all the avenues that there is a computer that has a clock on it, that has a flashlight on it, that has an energy on it, that you can carry in your hand, put it in your pocket, stick it in your ear. Computers used to be as big as this room that we are in. Your brain is your master computer. Your heart stimulates your brain as to what to do and how to be. And yet, in this energy, you have been used to being one way. Who you believe others want you to be. And it is now time to learn what it means to be you 100% of the time, with compassion for yourself, forgiveness for yourself, acknowledgement for yourself, and live in a world full of others. Your personality, believe it or not, is based upon the pleasure of others. It may not be who you truly are. So in this next year, we are going to set about on a self-discovery mission within each of you to help you acknowledge your core, your center, your cellular being. We are traveling more with our vessel Marilyn and the joy through the world, through North America, than even before, because we are on a mission to help each one of you awaken. We are on a mission to help each one of you discover that integrous center that you have within you, that is simply you, and help you acknowledge as to what that indeed means. What does it mean when you see sudden, drastic changes in your world? Drastic. That's what this year is about. Not small, well, it may be small, little tiny changes. But the structure of that which is not in integrity is going to crumble. Illusion is reality. We sound like a doomsayer, hey? But you see, the only way through this time is to band together and build your foundation, locking arms with one another. The only way you can work through this next year with love and joy and happiness and laughter and dance and song and magnificence is to keep that energy locked in, even though you are the one, to lock arms with other ones, face to face, as the joy says, belly to belly, buckle to buckle, eyeball to eyeball. And breathe into the stillness of your own heartbeat. Because your own heartbeat creates your world. Your own heartbeat creates the smooth sailing, soaring through all those massive changes, or not? Now, which do you choose? We believe you will choose to soar and sail through all of the changes with this year. So you come out on the other side going, shoo, ha, we did it. Very good. It's 2019, thank goodness. Yes. And, dearest beings of light, you must understand that even though some of the items that are changing and shifting and bouncing about in this world in this next 365 days may seem to be horrendous, it is still all about that divine order. So I ask you today, not tomorrow, not the next day. Well, you may do it tomorrow or the next day, but today, 1-1. What is your foundation? Write it down. What is your issue? Write it down. What is your resolution? Write it down. What is it that you would love to embrace in these next 365 days? One of the keys is going through the stillness. One of the keys is going through the energy and learning to find that stillness in your heart where you and your guides reside. That is where we're going to go with our activation with Randy Lunes. We are going to uncover the pure potentiality of you. Because you see, if you are counting on something outside of yourself, it may change. If you are laying your foundation on something that is not in true integrity, that may change. If you're putting your focus on something that isn't working for you, working with you, in divine partnership of uniting, because the 11 is still a 2. Divine partnership. Then it is going to crumble. And we hope that crumbling will be as easy and effortlessly as possible. Because once it crumbles, it can be rebuilt. You see, the 4 still stands, asymmetrical that it is, the structure of the 4 as it is, the building of that organization as it is. So it is time to get your little 4s in order. Because you see, if things are out of order, that integrity will magnify. Or that lack of integrity will magnify. Yes, dearest beings of light, you are indeed creating your own world. You are indeed creating the world that you are living in. You are making it up as you are going along. So today is the day that you are setting your intention for exactly what you are choosing to create. And when things unlike that creation surface, for you to find the strength, the power, the courage, the foundation to go into the stillness within yourself. For the next 7 days, we are going to facilitate an online meditation. We have directed the vessel, Marilyn, and the Joy to do so. Not enough time to get it all together technologically. However, they will do everything in their power to do so, because the way you set the pace in this time will last you through this year. And yes, it is going to be free. We'll give you more details. Pay attention. You see, we, dearest beings of light, came all this way just for you. We are committed to you. We are committed to your questions. We are committed to your answers. We are committed to your heart. We are committed to your soul. We are committed to be the beacon of light that you are choosing. We know, dearest, that you have questions upon questions upon questions upon questions. Keep in mind that this next 12 months, lots of changes are occurring. You may feel like you're being whipped about here and there and yon. So it is the time to come together in community. It is the time to bring all your little fingers all together working as one. It is a time to lock arms with those individuals beside you that know you and love you and expect nothing from you. This is the time going into the next 5 years that you will see drastic technological changes, galactic changes, solar system changes. And all those changes are coming from within you. All those are coming in with ease and grace and love and compassion because you are setting forth your pure potentiality. So be not afraid when you look down and you don't see your foundation. Know that you are your foundation. Don't be afraid when you put your things together in one way and all of a sudden they don't fit any longer. You get to find a new way to fit. And the new way to fit is to be you 100% of the time. To be your awareness 1000%. We ask you to start with enlightenment, stillness, and meditation. And we will start with you. But for now, we hear the wheels are turning and the little keys tapping for questions. So we have question, yes? About anything. We don't know if the joy is there or can see the questions or can answer the questions, ask the questions. We're not sure about that. So we will see indeed what they say.
Hey, Marilyn.
Yes?
I'm here. I'm still working on responding to people on the back end. So I can read the question to you if you want, and then I'll drop back off.
Okay.
Or you can do it, whatever works best for you.
Well,
I'll do it. So the first question is, why do we, or I, do what is the good things of us and then stop? How to keep doing the right stuff like food, exercise, vitamins, meditation?
Well, it's because you don't feel worthy into yourself to take care of yourself. We are guiding our vessel Marilyn to do an activation in body sculpting to anchor in those right things. But you have to first feel yourself valuable and love your body and love your physical being and love your emotional being and love your mental being and love your spiritual being and love all aspects of yourself. So you will do the right thing by your definition. And when you stop, ask yourself, okay, so what triggered that stop? What triggered the work that is against you? What pushed those buttons that is within you, that caused you to shift your focus from within to without? Next question.
This is a little tricky. Can you hear me?
Yes?
Okay. Does the ho 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 apply to a session in Sacramento? Are you offering in-person sessions?
Yes, as long as you schedule, as long as you order it now. That is not a question for us. As long as you order it now, it lasts through midnight. You pay for it now, and then you schedule it later. Next question.
Is there an organization being formed that can bring Americans back together in respect for each other again? Can we find common human ground again?
Yes, dearest. We can find common human ground again. It is found in that stillness. It is found in that desire. Our vessel Marilyn was explaining holographic healing to her granddaughter. The granddaughter is 17 and has a tendency to roll her eyes a lot, but she loves her Mimi, as she calls her. And the vessel Marilyn was explaining holographically how to go inside the body. And she found herself explaining it from the messages from the water. You know Dr. Emoto's book. If you don't, Google it, get it, look at it, read it. Because that is proof beyond a shadow of a doubt that your mind, your soul, your heart, your energy is creating everything in this world. And if it can create pure water out of polluted water, then everything is possible. But you must stay balanced. Remember, you have no foundation in this year. Your foundation is the size of the one. So you get to be your own foundation and lock arms with others that are around you. That is why we are indeed taking our vessel Marilyn the Joy all over North America. And we would go beyond North America. It just takes someone to help. Because you see, when we are together in Sacramento or wherever we are together, you can feel those arms locked in your foundation. And it provides you indeed something to hold on to. Courage. So we will be offering many, many opportunities to gather physically and emotionally, spiritually and virtually, because we are here for you. And you can always count upon that. Next question.
My friend Teresa Lee Ander just transitioned on 12/21/2017. When I went to connect with her on the other side, there was just no energy of her that I could find. Did she jump into another realm not connected to Earth?
We can't say anything about the specific of Teresa Leander. However, there are many, many, many who have decided to transition in the last 6 months, who have not taken the easy way out, but taken the way out to assist. So know that your friend is there. Know that there are multitudes helping and hosting from indeed the other side. And know that in that connection, your own wondrousness is the power. So if you want more specifics than that, that is why we're giving a new discount on those private sessions. So, but in that energy of knowledge, to know that those that have transitioned suddenly or even in expected ways, they are working from the other side to assist. We were on stage with Lee Carroll Cryon in Hawaii. And Cryon saw our vessel Marilyn's mother, who transitioned, sitting on her lap. So know that your friend may not be on the other side. She may be sitting on your lap to assist you, to help you, to honor you and approve of you, and to acknowledge all of that energy that you are putting forth. So instead of trying to connect with her to find out where she is and what she's up to, know that she is fine. Know that she's not stuck anywhere. And honor her. Next question.
So since things will be so unstable for a while, would it be wise to sell a home during this time? Will the currency be protected here in the U.S.?
Good question. Very good question. Why not? What do you have to lose? You see, you can't hold your breath and stand on one toe for a year without making a move in any direction. We say make a move in every direction. This is why we are teaching people in such a determined way to find their guidance, to connect their heart to their mind, to their brain, to their third eye, to find the guidance. We're teaching how to channel. We're teaching stop self-sabotage. We're teaching creating synchronicities. We're teaching utilizing your innate abilities. We're teaching everything we know. Because you see, you can't hold your breath for a year and not do anything. You must move forward. You must. Even though at the very thought of it, your mouth gets dry and you start to shrivel up. Follow your intuition. If you cannot reach your intuition, then contact us. We will help. You see, if your energy, if your intention is creating everything that is around you, you can create everything. So why not create a perfect buyer? You see? You are the creation of your world. So stop that self-sabotage, stop that self-punishment, and stand strong, knowing that you are your own foundation and that your perfect buyer is out there. So step forward and hail them down. Wave at them through the ethers. You must not stand frozen for a year, afraid to move. Instead, take a step in that direction. If that doesn't work, take a step in that direction. If that doesn't work, take a step in that direction. We say always have prepared plan A, plan B, plan C. You see, today is a perfect example. Vessel Marilyn is over at Randy Luna's house. She spent New Year's Eve celebrating the new year with the divine Randy Luna. And they were both awakened early this morning with the electricity going off. It went off 3 or 4 times earlier today. And they both thought, what about the double digit? Where are we going to do? What are we going to do? Well, they developed plan A, plan B, plan C. So therefore, they did not have to do either plan, and we went with the first plan. And the electricity held because they both connected into their intuition, their intuitive guidance, that is connected, intuition. How's that for a new word? Plurk, intuition. They connected into that energy and held that focus. And asked, do we need to relocate? No. The electricity went off, we don't know, 3, 4, 5 times today. Will it hold for our broadcast? Yes. Why? Because this message is so important. We want everyone to hear it. That is our intention. What is yours? Next question.
What are the technical changes you speak of? Oh, Adironnda, before you answer that, can I just say something? For those attendees who are typing their questions into the chat box, if they could type them into the question box, it's easier to monitor them. I lose track of them in the chat box.
So the technical difficulties is the chat window keeps moving. So you might have to relocate to a different position. You see, how's that for a metaphor? You are breaking new ground your soul has never been before. You are acknowledging that energy that is brand new to this galaxy. The possibility that you can affect the world with your heart-mind connection. That you can affect technology with your own electrical energy. It is about staying calm and centered. Whatever that takes to stay calm and centered, that will work. And when you feel like throwing the universe up against the wall and storming out and screaming me rage, you can. It might not solve anything. It might not make you feel better, but at least you're not holding it inside. And then come back to your center. We'll take another question before we get ready for the activation. Maybe 2. We'll see how long the answers are.
Do you think, Adironnda, it would be possible to, I don't know, maybe after the activation, take a few more questions? Because there were quite a few people that received in the last email a link that didn't work. And so they just now got on.
We can stay on as long as you want. We may have 2 recordings, 2 CDs to mail out, eh?
Yeah, I think that would only be fair. So this question is, how is it for those of us that don't have anyone to lock arms with? I'm looking for connections.
So understand that you are never alone. You may lock arms etherically with anyone. You may lock arms with yourself. What is that genie person that does that business? You know, and to know that there's someone near you physically. If they're not physically near you, then reach out to them virtually. This time that you are living in, you can reach out and touch people without physically ever moving your space. And it is easier to physically move your space than ever before because some being of light is coming to a city near you. Whether it is our vessel Marilyn or Cryon or Abraham or someone. Even the world religions are coming on board with this change. To understand the ramification of that, that if you are feeling like you are so totally alone that you have no one to lock arms with, then that is your fault. That is your choice. You are creating your world. Read our lips. What? You are creating your world. So get out of your comfort zone of your jammies and scuffies and find someone, virtually or in person. And it does not have to be that sweetheart. Yes, every question for the past 2 months has been about, where is my sweetheart? Well, be your own sweetheart, dearest. They're out there looking for you, but you have to get out of the house to find them. You see, dearest, this is about going beyond your comfort zone. We've had examples of it today. To awaken to no electricity on multiple occasions. To wonder if we'll have to go to the library or go somewhere or find a church, to broadcast. That is beyond the comfort zone of our vessel Maryland. Now we can go from anything, but we want to bring the wondrous Randy with us. That is why we are recording the personalized guided meditations, is to keep you focused all year. Is to help you to know that you are locking arms with us, and we don't even have arms. So we don't need them to lock arms with you. But remember, you are the creator of your universe. So if you are creating emotional upheaval and no energy around you that you can love and count upon, then love and count upon yourself, dearest. Because within you, you are not alone. Next question.
Can you talk about the energies of Hawaii and how you felt there in relation to Lemuria and other ancient civilizations?
Well, Hawaii is beautiful no matter where you are. Lemuria is anchoring, and what this conference was, the return to Lemuria, was about acknowledging the healers that were in Lemuria, the healing practitioners that were working with the earth, that were working with the foundation. It was also about holding the intention that when the big volcano erupts, that lava will flow in such a perfect direction that none will be harmed. You didn't know that that's one of the things that we were doing there. Because the big volcano on Hawaii Island is going to erupt at some point, probably in your life. And yet, it is the direction of that lava that either builds an island or harms people. It is not Pele's intention to harm people. It is Pele's intention to build the island, to build that connection. So you see, as the energy in the island is growing, in Lemuria, the energy of you is also growing in Lemuria. There seems to be this battle between Lemuria and Atlantis. Why? Is Lemuria exclusive? Mu is God. Mu is creator. There is no exclusivity in God or the creator. It is in every cell of your being. Next question.
Will manifestation speed up in 2018?
Yes. Next question.
Let's see.
What are you thinking about? How many times do we have to tell you? What you're thinking about is what you're creating. Will manifestation speed up? How could it get any faster? You ask the question and then it does. Next question.
Let's see. When I connect to Adironnda, does it raise my vibrations?
Of course, my dearest. We are not of this earth. We are not an I, we are a we. We do not have physical form. We came to this planet in the highest vibrational form we could, and then anchored into this little round body of our vessel, Marilyn, because she has the capability to acknowledge and go interdimensional and raise your vibration as well. And if you've ever seen her on stage, you know it is true. If you've ever heard her on stage, you know it is true. So when you call upon us, Adironnda, we will be by your side, always. We do not need a body to be by your side. And our intention is to raise as much of the vibration of this planet as possible. We'll also tell the Randy that we're going to be going a little long today, huh? So, because we've got too many questions, and technological is supporting, and we're doing new things in new ways. So you see, that is what we are talking about. It is the perfect example, huh? That the only reason we go keep it to 1 hour is because it makes one CD. Why not have two? It's just money. You see, what is it that you are wanting? What is it that you are creating? What is it that you are expecting? Are you expecting your life to be in the potty? Then it will. Are you expecting your life to soar with brand new subscriptions of the double-digit activation state of the universe monthly message? Then it will. You see, are you expecting others to disappoint you? Then they will. Are you expecting you to disappoint you? Then you will. Are you expecting a mystical adventure in becoming so enlightened you become the Buddha himself? Then you will. You see, God, Source, sent many messengers to this planet in human form, not to show you the difference between the human form and you, the Buddha and you, the Yeshua, the you, the Allah, the you, but to show you the similarities. The Buddha went into the stillness, under the Bodhi tree, to find yourself. Yeshua went into the stillness for 40 days to find himself. And he already knew who he was. So how long is it going to take you? You see, you have you. There is no separation any longer. Separation is not in integrity. So as you understand that energy, trust. Trust that focus. Next question.
Adironnda, there are a couple, actually a handful of questions here about what you said earlier about the foundation. I'm going to read one that I think sums up the other ones as well. This person says, I'm sorry if I'm being dense, but I'm not sure I completely understand what foundation we've had that we will no longer be able to rely on in 2018. It sounds like we are to be self-reliant, but we are also not, but are we not also a foundation for each other?
Well, there you go. There you have it, dearest. Oh, we hear an echo coming back on us.
Oh, okay.
So there that energy comes in at. So you have the one. The one is straight up and down. Sometimes in some, and that one, we're looking at the English language. And one day we will look at all the other languages and draw those correlations. That shows that it is a pillar, strong enough to stand without a foundation. A two as a strong foundation. So in this next year, you have to have the courage to stand alone and to be who you are, no matter what. And you also get the opportunity to lock arms with beings of like mind and like energy. To know that the community can be a part of your foundation. So you've got sort of a double-edged energy there. First of all, 11, two wands together that form a two, which is a strong foundation. So when you have that oneness, when you have that one diversified connection, you have to remain pure and strong unto yourself. And the realization that you are indeed human and still have many lessons to learn because you have not ascended, because you still have this body on this planet. And that is when you reach for community to help you build without that strength of foundation, because that foundation becomes heart to heart. Not feet to feet. It is like when you look at the spokes of a wheel. Cryon made that acknowledgement. Go listen to his from Hawaii. But when you look at the wheel, you've got a hub, correct? And you've got spokes coming out from that hub. They can be 5. That is what he talked about. We see many more than 5. But that does not come into a wheel until you put a rim around it, which connects mind to mind. So at the outside edge of that wheel is your mind. And you are sending that mental connection to connect to others, which is where you are locking arms. So that builds your foundation. We're in a foundationless world. Everything that you know to be a part of your support, your foundation, your house, maybe your friendships, maybe your romantic relationship, maybe your sweetheart, maybe your husband, maybe your wife, everything that you know this year is in a state of change to accommodate the new energy. So that is why you may feel like you have no foundation. But also know that those wands are an instant snapshot of your thoughts. So then they recreate a foundation out of thin air with the community of others or yourself. When you are your own foundation, no one can disappoint you. When you are your own foundation and you join forces with another foundation, it makes a triple foundation. So you see, what we are saying is that in this world, in this land, in this 2018 year, when you look at it, you've got the 2, which is a strong foundation, and 1, which is not a foundation, and the 8, which is a rocky foundation because it's all rolling around. But when it rolls over on its side, you have infinite. So you see, it is the illusion that you are creating. And we ask you, what are you creating? Pain? Joy? Happiness? Sorrow? All have their place. All help you build upon another. So when you get feedback, step forward in a new direction, in the same direction, and beyond that direction. Next question.
Marilyn will love this question. Will you be offering a holographic healing 3 this year?
Yes, we keep trying to. Yes, in the next holographic healing 3, we will teach you and help you learn to see remotely. To see, we help you learn that the body is a hologram that you can sense, but to practice and strengthen those remote muscles to see, sense, feel, hear, and know beyond a shadow of a doubt what it is that you're looking at inside of the human body. Now, all of the people that have taken holographic healing 1 and 2 need to email our vessel Marilyn and say, do you want it in 21 days or do you want it over the span of 4 or 5 weeks? That is where she is having difficulty. Next question.
Is counting upon you the same as making you our foundation?
That is a wonderful question, because we are just a reflection of you. So even though, you see, counting upon you, we are counting upon you as well. You see, we want you to feel what it feels like beyond a shadow of doubt that you are always being held with unconditional love. God, Source, is indeed in every cell of your body. And we are part of that vibration. So counting upon us is also counting upon you. For we are in your cells, as is God or Source, whichever term you prefer. Good orderly direction. You see, but we are still on that pinpoint of your foundation. So we want you to understand that even though your brain wants this big island as your foundation, this big platform of 2x4s of your foundation that you can knock upon, that you can hold on to and see and feel and touch and hear, it is not going to look like that. It is not going to feel like that. It's not going to be like that. Instead, it is going to be within your heart. When you meditate, you have that stillness within you. Yes? Is there anything physical that you can hang on to? No. Yet you know that it is there. So that is the illusion that you are attempting to put a definition on. You are creating your world. What do you choose to create? Next question.
Let's see, given a significant past life, how do we continue without the depth and capability or full understanding of that incarnation now?
Given the significance of a past life, how do we grow beyond it? Is that what you're asking? Huh?
Yeah, I think what this person is asking is, if we believe that we had a past life, how do we live now without fully understanding our incarnate? I don't know what they're asking. Maybe this person could clarify.
That is my point. What you're trying to do is you're trying to make the world, which is you can't touch, you can't physical, fit into this glass. Because our blue bottles are all in Arkansas. You see, you're trying to say that if you had a significant past life, every life that you've had is significant. Because it brings you to this point right here. Every life. You learned trades 3,000, 26,000 years ago. Skills that have maybe lain dormant for 26,000 years. And now, this year, you're going to get the opportunity to put those traits, those talents, those skills into action. Now, should you have to go back and relive that life to see what those skills are? No. We actually created a recording that is a brand new way to get into the Akashic record yesterday. A brand new example to look at your past life, to bring them forward and then let them go. To be you. You see, dearest, you are you, period. Take a deep breath. Your past is you, your future is you, your above is you, your below is you, your right is you, your left is you. You are you in all of your past and your presence. So the person who did something significant that they're still punishing themselves for now because they don't feel worthy, stop it. The person that did something significant that they want to learn how to do the same thing now, open yourself up in the stillness and the talent will come back to you. But it may not look like what you think it will look. So therefore you have to be open to everything, dearest. Your pure potentiality, that is what our activation today is. The pure potentiality of you. And we believe it is time for our activation. If you have more questions, post them on the website. You see, that energy of your potential, you are creating your world. You are indeed creating your universe. And by magic, the divine Randy Luna comes in. And walking upon air, yes? You see, your focus of your own potential is infinite. There is no timeline there. So the timbre of the notes that you are creating, which is why we're going to give you the guided part and just the notes alone. The pure notes that you are creating, that Randy is creating, is acknowledging the database of you, is bringing your pure potentiality, your foundation, your lack thereof foundation, your creation, your community together. Your magnificence is present. So, dearest, take a deep breath. Feel yourself. Imagine yourself on a string of light. Walking a tightrope of light. Moving as the light moves. Just imagine it. One foot in front of the other. Looking down into the abyss. Holding on to the nothingness that feels substantial. As you ask your question, but how do I survive without a foundation? And you look down and you realize that you're still standing on this light beam. Because you are the pure potentiality of you. And that is magnificent. We know your logical mind might hear the music now, but you will hear it again and play it over and over. Because that timbre is connecting the source of light that is within you. And with that source of light that is within you, your foundation expands through the instant snapshot of your thoughts. What are you seeing? What are you feeling? What are you experiencing? It is your dance with life. It is your presence with illumination. And as you feel the lights, as you imagine the lights whirling all around you, they may seem chaotic. And yet, because of your pure potentiality and ability to focus on one point of light, you come into that place of balance. And everything softens. And you realize that the chaos that you thought was there was just the illusion that you are creating for one reason or another. Status, drama. It's what you're used to. But now you see the balance. You see the flow. And how one interplay touches, rubs up against, nudges another. In a symphony of light. And that the doubt was only habit. Something that you learned somewhere along the line. And you learned it so you can remove it now. With that illumination. That connectivity of the magnificence of you, dearest. Hold that energy as you are the light bearers. And as the light bearers walk amongst the mortals on this planet, they realize their own humanity. You realize your humanity. And you ask, what part of you are you suppressing, thinking that it is what others want? What part of you is separate from you? Thinking that that is a way of pleasing others. What part of you is willing to go beyond your comfort zone, to step into the abyss without foundation and know that that foundation will appear? Because you, dearest one, are a light plurker. You, dearest one, are a light plurker. A light bearer. A light weaver of sound, love, light. And it all plays into you. And the infinite possibilities, the innocence of belief that just because you can't see the foundation doesn't mean that you can't lock arms with others. Just because you can't sense the energy doesn't mean that it's not there. Breathe into that which you cannot see, cannot feel, cannot hear, the abyss. And trust that your pure potentiality will help you stand firm, walking on air. During the dance, as the notes of the music rewire your system to accommodate elevation, teleportation, integration, you, as you sit back and receive, open your soul, dearest, and say yes. Yes. I am a divine being of light. I am love and loving. I am loved and lovable. I am my foundation, and I know my potentiality is connecting with others. around this divine planet. And I know I will be ready to move in any direction. I know who I am, and I look forward to who I am becoming. As this world that I live in is coming into its own new vibration of integrity. To be a pinnacle in the galaxies. To be a catalyst of change. And flowing through that change. To be me and you together. Creating the universe that we choose to live in. Creating the focus that humanity is choosing. With complete gratitude, trust, love, joy, compassion, happiness, courage, encouragement, holding ourselves in the pure potential of unconditional love. Breathe into what that feels like now. Let me ask you to hold your hands out. One up, one down. And hold your hands around the planet, feeling the essence and light of all others that are here with you. Breathe into that feeling as you hold hands around the globe. As you reach our hand, our vessel's hand, and the others with yes. We love you deeply. We honor you beyond measure. We know who you are. And we know your heart. Take a deep breath. Feel the gratitude within every cell of your body. Saying yes to you. Yes. To love. Yes. To joy. Yes. To bringing music in my life. Yes. Dearest beings of light, we are here for you. We will help you build your foundation, standing in your courage with gratitude. Take another deep breath. Allow your heart to expand. Feel the others around you. And say, yes, I am grateful for me. I am grateful for you and for all the life I created. In love. Always. We bid you namaste. Namaste.
Wow. That was so beautiful. You know, I don't know about everybody else, but I just went through a box of Kleenex.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much, Marilyn and Randy.
All the energy is going out of my hands.
That
Wow.
was like I
Freezing.
can't think of a better way to, you know, kick off 2018. I'll definitely be listening to that recording again and again with the words right now. It's pretty powerful. You two are amazing when you work together. You just create the most beautiful things.
Yes. Yes, we are. You know?
Take a live bow.
Yeah.
I wanted to just let people know before we get off the line here that we had a holiday special that went really well. It was 20% off everything in our store. And we are going to expand it only to those of you who are listening to the recording for the next 2 days until the replay goes out. So it'll be up for 48 hours. And this goes for our selenite sword workshop that we have coming up in April, the first one ever. And it is filling up. We have a limited number of spaces because we'll be working with Tom Letter, the selenite sword maker. So we'd love to see you there. If you have a sword, you should definitely be coming. And if you don't have a sword, why not? We know where you can get one. Also, that goes for the Visionaries in Light. There's a really beautiful thing happening with the convergence, the Visionary and Light convergence, and that is that the people who have attended together as what we call a pod on our adventures are using it as a reunion. They're getting back together, they're coming as a group, they're getting hotel rooms together, and they're using the convergence to come back together as a group. And nothing makes Marilyn and I more happy to see those bonds that people have created while they've been on events with us so strongly. And I just want to tell you that if that's you, thank you for doing that. And also, if it's something that you'd like to do, we can put you in touch with the people that have been on past adventures. And to use that, and that goes for everything that's in the store right now, including the Selenite Sword Workshop, including the Visionaries in Light Convergence, which we rarely ever count.
So your sound is cutting out a little bit
when you purchase it.
So the ho 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 HOHOHO is the promo code. Please, if you purchase anything, put that in. And tomorrow, right at 8:30 Central Time, 6:30 Pacific Time, 7:30 Mountain Time, 9:30 Eastern Time, we are going to start an online 7-day meditation. It's free. I don't know any of the details about it, but we're guided to do it. So we'll send all of the people who have this registration link for the webinar today, the telephone number. It'll be online on a phone number and an access code. And we're guided to start this year with sitting in the stillness through a guided meditation. And that will all be set up before tomorrow morning at 8:30 Central Time, 6:30 Pacific. Yeah. So I just wanted to let you know that anyone who we've got your email address that you registered for this webinar, you will all be invited. And it will be 7 days. It will be recorded, so you can get the recording link to listen anytime you want. But if you want to be on
AM or PM?
That's AM.
In the morning.
In the morning.
Yes.
Sure. In the morning for 7 days to start your year, because they said to start your year with the 7 days of stillness. I'm guided to do that. Joy's guided to do that as well. So it's not an easy undertaking. Like I told Adironnda that, it would be really nice if they gave us a little more time to plan for these things. And they said, what is time? So we did want to let you know that you will be receiving a link somehow. I don't know how that happens, but I do know how to schedule it. I'll post it in your customer hub along with these recordings.
Yeah, they'll receive the link this evening after the call is over. I'll be sending out an email to everyone. The people who are listening to the replay probably may not understand it, but yeah, you'll be getting a link to the 7-day meditation.
Anything else? And we miss your lovely face this year, Joy. So, but everything is different. So that's one of the things that's different right now. Hello?
My sound is cutting in and out. I'm not hearing you. You now have the alien voice to me, but I think it's just me. So,
well,
Happy New Year, everyone.
If I have the alien voice to anybody else, then woohoo! Then you know my true self.
Yeah.
So we love you all very much.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Keep watching your email to send. We'll send you the link and the telephone number for the daily call meditation tomorrow morning. We'll start it tomorrow. We'll run it for 7 days. Okay? Namaste, y'all. Namaste.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.